Well, good morning. I hope this is finding you in a good place in life today. It's Vlogmas Day 17, and you're joining me here. You're in the right place for Vlogmas Day 17, so I'm glad you're here. Let's do our Advent tea. We've got to find Day 17. You probably can scope it out much easier and faster than I can. Aha! Right here we are. Let's see what today's tea includes. Oh, it looks like another delicious dark tea, which you know is my favorite, so that's great. I love these little bags this tea is in. I guess char brew, this type of tea that they have in this advent calendar that I got from a friend for Christmas. I love these little tea bags. I mean, I think that's like the best possible infusion you can possibly have through those little tea bags. We gotta smell it. I don't smell any kind of flavor in it. It's just good black tea. Probably a good Earl Grey. That'll be great for this morning. I don't know where it's at, like where you're at this morning, but it is really cloudy here. It's been raining. I know my little tea bag string always falls down in there, and that doesn't matter to me because I always dip this out anyway. I'm going to let that steep for about 10 minutes or a few minutes there. Well, this morning I was making the kids pancakes. I made them what we call buggy pancakes, and that's because of this little Nordic ware pan that I've got right here that I've had for years. This makes excellent tiny little pancakes that they really enjoy. It leaves a bug design on this particular pan. I know Nordic ware has other pans that have other designs like this, and they're not all bugs, but my kids have really enjoyed them. And I have used this pan for years and years, and it's been a good pan. I think I got it at Cracker Barrel years and years ago. You can see it's got all kinds of little bugs on it, but I have to be careful. I've noticed that in some of the areas I'm showing a little wear around the edges where I take a fork or something and I lift the pancakes out. So I've been sure to use a silicone spatula on these now whenever I lift these little pancakes out, instead of using any kind of metal fork, which I know not to use a metal utensil on a pan like this. But when things get hectic, sometimes I forget and just use what's handy, but I've been practicing making sure I use a silicone spatula with this little pan because I want this to last a long time. I don't know if you can see it, if it showed up on the camera. There's some scratches that's right here on the edge, which one is one of the reasons that I like to use pans that are solid stainless steel. You don't have that issue, but then there are some specialty pans like this that come with this coating, and you just want to take as good care of that as you can, not to break it, not to have it peeling off when you're trying to fix your food. But that's what I've been doing this morning. I've been making buggy pancakes for the grandkids, and they've really enjoyed them. And that's something I do often when they're here. Me and Donald both, we fix breakfast in the mornings. And I did get my comfrey oil infusion going. I got 3 quarts of this. I cut up the comfrey that I had dried from my plants, and after it was dried thoroughly, it took a few weeks to dry out. I put it in this glass quart jar, 2/3 full, and then I used olive oil this time. Usually I use fractionated coconut oil, but I wanted to try it with olive oil. I've been hearing that olive oil has really good effects for the skin, so I made my comfrey infusion with olive oil. And I also got my salve made with the comfrey infused oil that I already had made. So I was able to get my salve made for the upcoming year. So I'll have that on hand, for our scratches and scrapes and bruises and things like that. Well, I'm going to get this tea and we'll step outside and I'll share with you what's going on. As we step outside this morning, you can see what kind of day we've got going. It's a rainy day. Donald did get the trellis that broke right here. He did get that cleaned up. I'm really sorry that broke, and I will be missing that Carolina jasmine and its beautiful yellow blooms this year. I don't know if that'll come back from the base or not. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But it is now down, and it feels so naked right here. In the city with neighbors, I need an element of privacy. Right here's the neighbors. They can see when you come and go out of your door. But it's okay. It'll just be a garden opportunity to put something else there in the spring. The kids and Donald and I were able to get outside and work yesterday. We got so busy that I didn't get to film anything because it was a work day. And I'm glad we did that yesterday because it's a very, very rainy day today. Donald did get the gutters cleaned out. My husband, he did get the gutters cleaned out, and that's great because who knew it was going to rain like this today and that they would need to be cleaned out. I guess I could run to the mailbox. Maybe I'll do that a little bit later. Maybe it will stop raining and I'll be able to go and do that. I still haven't got the porch any more decorated than it was when I last shared it with you. It's still the same. Still have this little tree right here, and I don't have any lights on it because there's no plug out here to plug them. I know I could find battery-operated lights, but I haven't done that yet. The little wreath that's got the candy cane ribbon on the door. And then I have the little old Christmas tree that we've had like forever. Right here, the little painted Christmas tree that somebody gave us for Christmas one year. And then I've got this angel. There's my heart-shaped rock my sister gave me when I visited her. And that's it. I haven't done anything else to the outside to decorate for Christmas, and I probably won't. Christmas is just right around the corner. It'll be here before we know it. And so I didn't want to put too much out here because the more you put out here, the more you have to take in. The squirrel, I don't know if you can see him. He's hiding right behind here. I'll see if I can get a little close-up of him. He's right there in the middle garden. The kids put food on him. I don't know if you can see him right there. Well, he ran off. They put food out for him yesterday, and he's scouring around to find it. Well, it's a chilly day, so it's a good day for a cup of strong Earl Grey tea. That's what I've got going on here from my Advent tea calendar. It smells so good, and I can't wait to taste it. Well, let me use the cat cam and show you. This is what Cookie's doing on a rainy day. He's cuddled up and resting. And Angelina, she's sitting here looking out the window in case she might see that squirrel. Look at that sweet little face. Now, I've got dishes I've got to wash from this morning, and I have quite a bit of work to do. I always do on the weekends. I did not sleep good last night. I don't know how you guys sleep. Usually I sleep really well. I don't struggle a lot, but lately it's just been so much going on that I've had trouble sleeping. So hopefully I can get back into a routine and start sleeping better. You just feel better when you can get a full night's sleep. My tea is still hot, but it's really good. It's an excellent flavor this morning. I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm winding down all of the things I have to do for the holidays. I won't be hosting Christmas here at my house this year, and that's okay because we hosted Thanksgiving for a few people, and it was great, and I really enjoyed it, but it takes so much work to prepare for that. I don't think I'm up for it this month. And it's good to know that ahead of time, isn't it, to make those plans. And usually at Christmas, we just kind of bounce around from house to house to our children's houses, and our little grandchildren like to be at home on Christmas Day. They like to be at home with their presents that they got that Christmas morning. And so we just try to go to each three different houses and visit those grandchildren, make sure that we see them. And I don't usually have a lot of company around Christmas, not like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a more of a hostess situation for me. And then Christmas is more of we visit their house. We started doing that when they started having grandchildren, because they wanted their children to be home on Christmas Day. And me and Dad agreed that's a great thing to do, to go ahead and start your Christmas traditions when you have your children. And of course, we said that is fine with us. When your children grow up and they move out on their own, and they, in our case, ours are married and have their mates and their children. But when they move out on their own, then, they have to kind of divide their holidays. So it's not about one family getting together. They have their mate's family to consider also. And so things change a little bit. And Donald and I have always been real flexible in that. We don't just focus on ourselves and what our plans are and what we're going to do. We're always considerate of the other people. We're considerate of our children's mates, family, of our children's in-laws. So we are always careful to do that. It makes for a great, for a better familial atmosphere. I love many of my children's mates, mom and dad. I love them like my own family, and I love seeing them when we go to their house if they're there, and if they're not, then that's okay. But I love getting together with them, just as well as my family, because I've formed a bond and a connection with them. I just one of the in-laws is one of my really good friends. She's in the ladies fellowship group with me, and I just love her. I couldn't love her more if she was part of my own family by blood. So that's how that goes. We encourage and welcome our children's in-laws as much as we do our own family. They are family, and so we try to include them in that, and just enjoy their company when we get to see them and see what's going on. Life is busy. We don't get together a lot, so when we do, it's just good to catch up and to hear what's going on. And it's just a wonderful time of year to do that. Christmas is a wonderful time. Of course, I love to get together with my children any time of the year because they're very busy. They all have careers, mates, children, houses, homes, and they are busy. And so when I do get to meet with them and spend time with them, it's always a delight. It's always a pleasure. And I always take the time to make sure that I'm in the moment enjoying them while we're there. And that brings me to Thanksgiving. I start every day with thankfulness. I start every day with praise, and trying not to take for granted what wonderful things that I have in my life. Many wonderful things to be thankful for. And right here at the end of the year, there'll be a new year right behind our Christmas holiday. And one of the things that I enjoy doing is knowing that I appreciated every thing that I consciously could. And that takes effort. I mean, it takes effort to be thankful and appreciative and to notice what you have in life, doesn't it? So I've been trying to do that. Just be sincerely thankful and enjoy what life has to offer, because it's the only way to go. That's the way to live every moment, isn't it? And God's been so good to me this year. He's been so good to our family. So there's nothing that we can do but to be thankful. That doesn't mean we haven't had hardships or hard times this year. We have. It just means that He's brought us through them, and we have had comfort in knowing that things were going to turn out the way that He saw fit, and that there is hope for our new year. So I'm hopeful this year for the year 2024. I'm looking forward to just see good things happening and to concentrate on what I can do for myself, for my family, for others to make life better. And I hope that's your attitude too. I hope that you find yourself today with hope and knowing that, you know, things can be appreciated and enjoyed and prayed over and moved forward. I hope that's where we find ourselves this morning. Well, this is our little tea chat. I've shared with you what I've had going on this morning. Not a lot for sharing, just the everyday grind of taking care of what is ours to take care of. And of course, hopefully I might get a nap in later. I don't know. But if I don't, I'll probably sleep a lot better tonight. But it seems like when I have a night that I don't sleep very good, then I make up for it the next night. And that's the way to go, isn't it? I am enjoying this tea on this cold morning. And I probably will make a pot of soup. There is nothing like a pot of soup on a cold and rainy day or a cold and snowy day. It's so warming and delicious, and I love the melded flavors that come from a whole pot of soup. You know, it's not just one taste. You have a whole pot of taste in there that meld together to make a wonderful dish. If you've watched my show, then you know I love soup, and so I'll probably make a pot of good soup today. I'll just clean out everything out of the refrigerator that can go together and the taste and flavors can go together, and I'll make that big pot of delicious soup for us today. I hope that you find something delicious that you can make today and enjoy your day. And I hope that if you need any inspiration, you can look on my videos. I've got several videos where I've made soup, and I show you how to make soup from what you have in your refrigerator if you have little leftovers like I do. Sometimes the little bits and pieces like of side dishes like corn, peas, beans, anything like that, I'll put in freezer bags and just put it in my freezer, and I'll pull that out whenever it's time to make soup. And I've shown you probably this several times if you watch my channel, but you'll see in the freezer there are little bags of like corn. Here's a little bag of corn that will come out and go in soup. And then there's other little bags here and there of things that I can pull out and put in soup. And that helps me to save money, to use up all the food that I've bought. And it helps me give me a direction of what kind of soup that I want to make. And maybe even chili. Lord, chili's so good on a day like today. But that's definitely what I'll be doing today. I'll be making a pot of soup. Thank you for joining me today on Vlogmas Day 17. And I'll keep doing them as often as I can, as often as circumstances allow in my life. I've so enjoyed Vlogmas, connecting with you every day and just sharing what's going on that day and what I can. I hope you're having a great day. I hope this inspires you, encourages you to either make soup, be thankful, enjoy your cup of tea, whatever it might be. I hope this just gave you some kind of encouragement in some kind of way. Thank you for joining me. And like always, until next time. Sorry.